So you want to farm as much gear as possible. You want some gear overload? Well, guess what? Rift is back for Season 3. So I'm going to provide a little guide for you, and well, let's get right into it. If you're unsure what sets to farm, then here are the sets that are pretty good to farm. Speed set is always good. It has never been out of meta. It's always good. Even with Parsetti here, speed set still has its value. Destruction set also has its second best value. It is pretty much the best DPS set in the game, especially for HP bruisers, which can take great use of the free crit damage to use an HP neck to bring up their HP. Muni set is a no-brainer. Muni is very important as of right now, so not farming a Muni is highly inting your account. From here, you can pick whichever set you really need. For me, I need some protection sets for my tanks, but if you want some HP sets for your, to bring up your HP on your tanks as well, yeah, go ahead. Counter set is not bad as well. Pen set, maybe if you need it, torrent set, so on and so forth, whatever you need, but I highly recommend getting a protection set if you don't have one. So this Season 3 Rift is based around Ice, and the premier unit this time around will be Fenne, so make sure to pick her up. If you are hesitant on picking up a character that is meant for a mode like this, I say if you have the resources to do so, just do it. Rift is going to stay around for about half a year, and if you think about what you're getting out of Rift, investing into a unit like Fenne is it's a really good investment for the future of your farming. I'm telling you right now, if you have the ability to farm Rift and you were able to clear something like Season 2 Rift, then you should just get the unit. And the last disclaimer I would want to talk about is if you are a newer player, you might not be able to farm Rift just because of the gear requirements. So I just want to get that out of the way, just in case if you are struggling to farm Rift, then it could just simply be that you're a newer player. So after talking about that, let's talk about the Rift team. Now, this is a full Fenne Solo team here, and I actually have a couple other clips from when I was testing last night about different Rift teams. Now, one of the teams is actually the same as I Am Sue because, well, I was in his community helping him out as well, and yeah, he got the video out first. So that one is fairly similar, but it was before I fine tweaked it. But most of the other teams that you'll see in this video are teams that worked just in case you don't have Fenne. Unfortunately, the other teams just don't do as much damage as Fenne, making her sort of a requirement. The only ones I didn't use was Chloe, because my Chloe is looks like this, and I don't want to invest into her when I don't need to, right? Because just like last Rift, it's probably going to end up being a Fenne Solo, so there's no reason to invest in things that I don't need to. So let's talk about Rift controllers. All of these are pretty good. The right one is probably the best if you're running a full team. The second one is really good for a Fenne Solo at the beginning of the Rift controller, and it may be the best one overall as we progress. But if your Fenne can survive your runs, I recommend running attack instead. Once we get over to the next one, there's pretty much only one thing that really works, which is the penetration resistance and increased attack. It just means Fenne cannot die, so with this in combination to the attack boost, you will probably not have any issue. Or maybe you can even run this one instead. It really depends on how much debuff she gets on target. This one here just simply gets her an extra attack, which means more damage overall for your run, so I'm pretty sure it's that one and nothing else, unless you are running a different hero. And last but not least, this one grants immunity, so you don't need to run something like Potion Vial to keep the debuffs off your team. This is just a first turn immunity, so I wouldn't even recommend using this. This is just for the first turn. I don't know if it lasts the entire battle. It probably does, but I would just use this one. And this one just increases your counter force, so you don't need that. So 100% it would just be first one, third one, the first one, and the middle one. Alright, let's take a look at my Fenne. My Fenne went through so many different builds. So like, for instance, this is the one that you will need in order to one-shot. I had a Raid set prepared. I was using this for a team. So if you are using a team, I just put her on pen set because it's kind of the only set I had available. But if you are using a team, you can use a pen set instead. I'm pretty sure this is the wrong one. Okay, it was something like this. But yeah, if you are using a team, you can use a rage set and have stats a little bit like this. But if you want a solo, you want the stats on the left side. And pretty much, the last thing, you need to have a speed threshold of 171 to 173. This guarantees the speed tuning goes exactly the way you want it. Because of the way how the boss CR pushes and the way with Fenne speed increase, if you do not have this speed threshold, you will be silenced by the boss, which means you will be left off of a DPS loss. Now, if you do have somewhere around this level of HP, then you should not have an issue with staying alive. But that being said, preferably, if you don't get silenced, it would make your run a lot more cleaner. Now I'm going to go ahead and show some of the stats of the other heroes I used in the video, because I'm pretty sure I didn't show the stats of all of them. So here's the Elvira. This was used as a defense breaker for the boss, and if you actually use Curse Compass, if you have a leveled one, I don't have one, it should give you a higher effectiveness boost, I think about 50% if you have it at plus 30, and it will make you land your first defense break of the fight. And Elvira is pretty good because she has high ER, so she'll never get stripped, meaning you'll always have this buff on top of you, which makes it easier to stack up the debuffs on the boss, right? So that's the reason why you would use Elvira. In this section here, I go over, say, Choux, and honestly, after looking over the runs, they only equate to about 20% damage, which is pretty terrible. So I recommend not using Choux and instead using someone like Chloe, because she has higher damage output because of her magic nail, as well as defense break to help your run. Alexa is almost perfect for this fight because you can run Alexa's basket, which gives her buff uptime, as well as she has this wonderful thing here which guarantees an egg double hit in her kit. It will help stack up the buffs on the boss really quickly, so that way you can get more damage output for your entire team. Also, she has it's a summer skin. Well, why would you not want to use her? Like, look at how hot this is. Like, okay, I apologize. The next unit here is Luluca. Now, Luluca here, I didn't enjoy too much because of the inconsistencies. Maybe if I change around the build, it would be better. But she does kind of the same as she would be functioning as a defense breaker, as well as provides a little bit of buffs. And this is probably the reason why I don't like her the most, because this one has a 35% chance with the exclusive equipment to attack again, meaning you have 50% chance on both of those hits to land a defense break. It's really annoying because with how inconsistent it was, so I just ran Elvira instead because I can use Alabastron to luck sack another defense break. I do think Elena worked a little bit better because she actually has team healing as well as damage reduction for getting hit by an AoE attack. It was quite good for this fight, as well as she can hold his doctor's bag to dispel an additional debuff. Alright, so I'll just showcase this Fenne team here because I did all the other teams I just played. So from here I'll just play all the teams, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the video.